Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a concept that is deceptively simple yet profoundly transformative: the power of habits. In clinical practice, we often see individuals striving for monumental change, overhauling careers, embarking on extreme self-improvement challenges, or seeking dramatic breakthroughs. Yet, research in psychology and neuroscience consistently reveals a more subtle truth: lasting transformation is rarely spectacular. It is quiet. It is incremental. And it is often invisible until it has already reshaped your life. Consider for a moment the neural mechanisms underlying habit formation. Every repeated behavior strengthens neural pathways in the brain. Each choice you make, no matter how minor it may seem, leaves a trace. Over time, these traces consolidate into patterns that define who you are. In essence, your habits are the architecture of your identity. Change these quietly, and you change everything. With that understanding, let us explore 15 habits that, when cultivated consistently, can silently transform your life forever. 1. Journaling daily. Writing is not merely an act of expression, it is a process of self-reflection. Journaling allows you to examine your thoughts, recognize recurring patterns, and regulate your emotions. Psychologically, it engages the prefrontal cortex, strengthening cognitive control and self-awareness. 5 minutes a day of reflective writing can reduce anxiety, enhance decision-making, and foster emotional resilience. 2. Practicing gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feel-good exercise, it actively reshapes your brain. Focusing on what you have, rather than what you lack, strengthens neural circuits associated with reward and positive effect. Research consistently shows that gratitude practices reduce stress, increase life satisfaction, and enhance interpersonal relationships. Silently, this habit rewires your emotional baseline toward contentment. 3. Waking up early. Rising with intention provides psychological leverage. Early mornings are associated with increased focus, lower stress, and a sense of control over one's day. Neuroscientifically, the quiet morning hours allow for executive functions, planning, prioritization, and goal setting, to operate with minimal interference. This habit cultivates consistency, discipline, and mental clarity over time. 4. Mindful meditation. Meditation is more than relaxation, it is deliberate attentional training. Regular mindfulness practice enhances the density of the prefrontal cortex, which governs attention and emotional regulation, while decreasing activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. Practiced daily, meditation improves resilience, reduces reactivity, and cultivates inner calm, silently transforming how you respond to life's challenges. 5. Physical movement. Exercise is a cornerstone habit with profound psychological implications. Movement stimulates neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, particularly in the hippocampus, which supports memory and learning. Even brief daily activity enhances mood, reduces anxiety, and improves cognitive performance. The habit is simple, but the cumulative impact on mental and emotional health is enormous. 6. Reading daily. Consistent reading expands knowledge, but it also strengthens empathy and cognitive flexibility. Neuroscience demonstrates that narrative engagement activates the default mode network, enhancing imagination and perspective-taking. A daily habit of reading, even for 15 minutes, transforms thinking patterns and enhances problem-solving skills over time. 7. Limiting digital distractions. Excessive screen time fragments attention and diminishes executive control. Habits that limit notifications, social media, and passive scrolling allow the brain to consolidate information and focus deeply. Structuring digital boundaries cultivates presence, enhances productivity, and silently reshapes your attentional landscape. 8. Consistent sleep schedule. Sleep is not optional, it is foundational. Consistent sleep regulates mood, strengthens memory consolidation, and balances hormones that govern appetite, stress, and metabolism. Neuroscience shows that irregular sleep patterns disrupt the brain's restorative cycles, impairing decision-making and emotional regulation. Aligning with a regular sleep rhythm silently transforms your cognitive and emotional resilience. 9. Deep work practice. Setting aside uninterrupted time for cognitively demanding tasks builds mastery and flow. The brain thrives in focus states, and repeated deep work strengthens attentional networks while enhancing neuroplasticity. This habit cultivates skill development and confidence, reshaping both performance and self-perception. 10. Daily acts of kindness. Small acts of kindness release oxytocin, which strengthens social bonds, and activate reward pathways, producing a sense of fulfillment. Habitual altruism reinforces prosocial neural circuits, reduces stress, and enhances overall well-being. Silently, it transforms both relationships and internal emotional states. 11. Mindful eating. Nutrition is not only physiological but psychological. Eating with attention improves digestion, enhances satiety signals, and fosters a healthier relationship with food. Mindful eating encourages deliberate choices and self-regulation, cultivating long-term health and mental clarity. 12. Self-reflection at day's end. Reviewing your day cultivates insight and intentionality. Reflecting on successes, mistakes, and emotional responses strengthens metacognition, the ability to think about thinking. This daily habit allows for subtle course corrections, enhancing personal growth and self-mastery over time. 13. Continuous learning. Engaging in lifelong learning fosters cognitive flexibility, resilience, and curiosity. Whether through formal study, online courses, or skill acquisition, the consistent habit of learning rewires the brain to adapt, problem-solve, and innovate. Transformation occurs quietly, but it compounds powerfully over the years. 14. Environment optimization. Your surroundings shape behavior in ways often unnoticed. Organizing your space, reducing clutter, and creating cues that support desired habits subtly guide your choices. Psychologically, environmental consistency reduces decision fatigue and strengthens behavioral repetition. A well-structured environment silently enforces productive habits. 15. Reflection on values and goals. Finally, connecting daily actions to core values and long-term goals fosters coherence between identity and behavior. In clinical psychology, the most sustainable change arises when habits align with intrinsic motivation. Regularly assessing your goals ensures that habits are not arbitrary but meaningful, providing silent yet enduring transformation. In psychiatry, we recognize that human behavior is not merely the result of conscious effort. It is shaped by underlying neural patterns, environmental cues, and accumulated microdecisions. The habits I've outlined today are deceptively simple, yet their power lies in consistency and subtlety. By cultivating these practices, one does not merely change actions but quietly reconstructs the architecture of identity itself. Transformation does not always arrive with fanfare. Often, it is a silent process, like water shaping stone over centuries. The key is patience, awareness, and persistence. Every small habit, repeated daily, lays a neural and psychological foundation for profound and lasting change. So I urge you, not to chase dramatic breakthroughs, but to embrace these quiet, intentional practices. In doing so, you will discover a transformation that is both invisible and irreversible, an evolution of mind, behavior, and ultimately, of life itself. Thank you.